It's like, I get that it's like almost like a big F you to God, right? That's part of it.
I'm of the opinion that a lot of stuff that, I mean, we're running into the corruption of all flesh in a variety of ways. I mean, everything from chemtrails to, fluoride and aspartame and GMOs and you name it. what they're doing to our air, food, and water, that is changing us on a genetic level.
We're in Miami. Oh man, who said you can't grow food in the city? We are in Miami next to Little Havana, putting in a backyard food forest here. Two clients are awesome. They have a little baby that was born literally 3 days older than my own son, so this is something that's near and dear to my heart. It's almost like the same dimensions as my backyard, so kind of all the things that I want to do with my yard that I didn't do the first time, I'm gonna take it out on this yard here. So we are getting a food forest in here. We're getting it along the side and the front. We're gonna have like longans, we're gonna have loquats, we're gonna have carambola, which is starfruit if you've ever had that. Gonna get a couple coconuts in here, a lot of passion fruit, a lot of vines. We're gonna create an entire food forest ecosystem here. This is going to be amazing. So if your yard looks like this and you're like, I don't know what to do with it, wait till you see at the end of this video what we end up doing. It's going to be wild. So we are right in the heart of Old Havana in Miami. If you haven't been there, it is fantastic. This is an older home, older property that they rebuilt this new beautiful home right here. Now the focus is here. The people use these as the hedge, the autograph, or the pitch apple. We've all made the mistake of putting them in. We're gonna take these out. Now, if you're thinking like how much it's something like this cost, for them to take out this whole line all around the back and around the front, they are quoted at around $5,500 to $10,000. So it's harder to spend money taking something out than putting it in. So the homeowner, he's actually gonna take out a lot of this stuff. We're gonna help him take out some of this stuff. These guys just keep coming back. So the idea is we're gonna grind them down as much as we can. These guys are building. They had some palms back here. We're gonna take these out. And then the goal is really just build this up. But this is great. So they didn't necessarily want a mango in here because they already have it. So they're utilizing what they already have. We're gonna put a banana pit right in the back, which is great because we get all this sun. And the sun basically comes this way. This is the south side of the property. This is the north side. You're gonna have nice mulberries over here. Really fill this out. A big strawberry tree. I got a 15-gallon that's just gonna already fill this up. It's gonna be amazing. But this is what the yard looks like. If this is like the standard Florida yard, this is rough, it's brutal. We're gonna work past all this and we're gonna fill this out into an oasis. Here's along the north side of the house. We're gonna put a bunch of passion fruit here. Don't necessarily have the trellis, wasn't sure what this is, but we're gonna fill this with passion fruit here. Passion fruit will stick to anything, this will go. We're gonna mulch this and put stepping stones straight through the back here. And then it pops out here. Like you can see a lot of the stuff that they've already removed from the back. This is why things are so pricey, because not only do you have to cut them out, you have to stump grind them down, but you got to remove all this. This is only half of what they have. So they're going to get rid of that. We're going to take out the grass here. We're going to take out the grass here. This is going to be an awesome, just everything's packed out here. This is going to be an awesome pollinator zone in here. They're going to leave this palm, but we're going to put a coconut right there. And if there's one thing I can tell you, always call 811. Have them come in, check out the lines, because realistically we wanted to put the coconut right here, but now I know there's a cable line, AT&T, Verizon, whatever, they're coming in. So mark your lines so that way you know. We also did a run this morning where we tested out the sprinkler system. Know where the sprinkler system is, that way you don't hit the heads. You're always gonna hit something. There's always gonna be something that comes up, but you wanna prep yourself as much as possible. So that's what we're doing here, but we're gonna really build this out. We can put some dwarf fire bushes here. We're gonna get a bougainvillea that goes across. I'm still trying to figure out a trellis system here. Trying to figure out, do we wanna screw directly into that? I'm a little, I don't know, I'm a little nervous about screwing directly in, or we put it here and we kind of let it go up and go over. So we're trying to figure out that trellis. We have a couple ordered, although everything I've ordered so far has been back and just hasn't been coming. But anyway, this is an awesome home here in Florida. We're gonna do this out. Let's go. So we got the new rig set up. Literally bought this guy for 3 installs and we're gonna upgrade, but I love the Sequoia. We got this trailer, which I just backed up for the first time here, and I can't believe that we did it the correct way. It took a lot of work to try to figure out how to park a trailer, but let's take a look at what we got here. This thing is packed out. Absolutely packed out. A little baby pomegranates we already got on here. Installed the roof vent the other day, or actually yesterday morning before we left. So we got that vent up there with the air max flow on there, whatever that means. And this is packed out. It's a little hot in here. Definitely smell gas. That's probably not the best way to do this. Really, literally just kind of out-rigged this whole thing, but this is just full. Great humidity right now. We got our worm castings in here. We're gonna get all this out. Step one I like to do is we take out all the sod and everything, obviously. Get these plants laid out. Just get the plants off to the side. I know a lot of us want to start getting the plants laid out and figure all that, but just get it to the side. Don't overwhelm yourself. Day one is prep, day two, end of day one, day two, that's when we start to lay out everything and get that vision going. As much as we want to do it now, you got to kind of do the stuff you don't want to do in the beginning, and that's the prep and the clean. But anyway, we're packed out 12 by 5 to the max. Look at this, to the max. And as awesome as all this is, we got the guys coming in a couple minutes. I always start off every day, especially the first day of an install, off with a prayer. It's so amazing that we get to work with the land and we get to steward this. This is why we're called Bring Back Eden, because be fruitful, multiply, subdue the earth, and cultivate the earth. Be a steward of the land. And it's amazing because this family just had a baby. Obviously, they're abundant in being able to put all this stuff in. We get to help them be stewards of this entire property. And just like there's so many blessings and so many things happened yesterday that just like weren't working. I didn't think that I'd even be able to do this install, but everything worked out. And I just had to like sit down sometimes in the moment and just be like, God, help me, just lead me and guide me. And I had to listen to Jesus Takes the Wheel yesterday, just because it was just so much stuff going on. And you know what? It all works out. So Jesus help us with all this here, getting this removed. But anyway, we always want to sit in gratitude. That's number one thing we do here at Bring Back Eden. Anyway, let's start doing this. All right, so we got my man Andy. He's mowing. We're gonna clear a lot of this stuff out. Gonna remove all this grass here, and we unloaded everything. It's like a jungle in here trying to get through. Look at the sweet almonds. Look at the carabola, the starfruit. We have a ton of citrus. Look how big this strawberry tree is. Look at this thing. Massive boy. We have the pomegranates in here. We got figs. We have a bunch of different guavas, the moringas. And here we have all the different flowers that we're going to put into the pollinator garden over here. The kumquat, the angel trumpet, a lot of these ground covers, these pollinators that we're going to mix on here. Going to get a coconut going in there, coconut in the back too. But this is always fun to unload everything the first day. And it's crazy. It always seems like so much more when it's inside of the trailer compared to when you pull it out. All right, so we're in the middle. We're clearing out all the grass here. You can see we have everything kind of lined up. We got Andy over here. He's weed whacking a lot of this stuff. All this stuff is dead, dry. We're gonna put that grass back on top of this and further kill it. Want to really get down in here. We're gonna do one more run over with that. Take this out and we're gonna put about 4 inches of mulch the whole way on here. So I'm gonna take the edger, go along everything here, and kind of see how it's gonna go. We're gonna leave this grass area. This area we're gonna have to shift a little bit because they had leaves here. And this is all dead. And now I'm thinking about it, I should have shifted that, put that here. But it is what it is. Probably fill this in with mulch, do something in here, and then come around here. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna start laying out the plants as Andy's doing this. What's it doing?
Starting up right now.
This one. This is the one. Everybody's watching.
Oh yeah.
Damn, I kept doing it before I couldn't get it and I had it turned off. Not on. It happens. Well, no, I like these Echo weed whackers, but that keeps on stalling. I don't understand what the deal is here. But as you can see here, we're gonna fill all this in. They're taking out these. We're gonna put strawberry tree, tuck a nice big coconut right here. They want the coconut, starfruit here. So you're gonna be like a hydration station right here with the coconut and with the starfruit there. Avocado, they already have this huge mango. Maybe we let it sit for a minute.
Yeah.
It's hot out here. It's like 100 degrees almost. And we're gonna fill this in. Banana sucker, this is gonna be very heavily packed. It is hot. day one's always the worst day. You're packing in, you're getting everything done, clearing out everything. This is the day that's like, we always got to make like 4 or 5 Home Depot / nursery runs because of things you forgot. But now we're in this spot where we got everything mapped out, we're clearing it out, and we're going to start getting all the plants that we have here, we're going to start getting that all stacked in. And once that goes, then it's beautiful. Look at the size of this strawberry tree, by the way. Look at this thing. Fantastic. It's one of my favorite things we got. Also, we threw a bird of paradise in here, the white one. They're the ones that get real big. It's because they want a tropical feel over there. So that's what we're gonna do there. But there's the thing, like we're also leaving some grass. They have a baby, like I said earlier, about 6 months time of this video. So they want an area to play in, to be able to run around. So that's what we want to put in there. And as a father, more and more, that's something that we want to do. Like Andy and I were talking about, like seeing the value of leaving some grass for play. I mean, there's something about grounding on grass compared to, you know, sometimes in mulch. Grass feels better sometimes. On the end of day one, getting a lot of the plants set in. I got Andy on here. If you don't know Andy, he's on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Soulful Farmer.
The Soulful Farmer.
Soulful Farmer.
Dude, he's awesome. Take a look at him. We blasted through so much of this today. Now we kind of had a dilemma because we were going to use a sod cutter. However, the area wasn't as big as I thought once we got back here. So we weed whacked the hell out of it. We sprayed a bunch of vinegar on this to like start to take this out. We let the sun just bake on that, and we got a couple extra yards of mulch that we're just gonna really just layer on top of that. So that's what we're gonna do there. We'll kind of have like this area in here. We're filling a lot of these out. I couldn't find a good avocado. I got a choquette. They don't want a South Florida one, so I'm looking for a Brogdon. So that's something we're gonna work on tonight, and it's just part of the game. But we got the banana circle in. We're getting a lot of this in. The owner's gonna take out that tree tonight or tomorrow. I got cuttings that are sitting over here. I'm really laying out a lot of this stuff here. Now, I think one thing that's like really cool about when you're making a design is that you don't necessarily always have to like stay on the design. It's like be flexible with it. So part of what I'm seeing here in their yard, they wanted an area with the yard, but you can kind of see that this naturally kind of looks dead here because they had all these leaves. So I'm gonna propose, I have some extra plants with me. I'm gonna propose that we extend this out. Probably have to get a couple more yards of mulch. Gonna take a couple more man hours, but we're gonna throw in some more plants. So that's something that we can adjust. And I think a lot of people are afraid to talk about just changing things up, or hey, this is something that we can enhance. It might not be on the design, but this is what we have to offer. And you find that most homeowners, when you see that, you can continue to advance what they have, especially if we leave and this is just dead here. So that's something that we're gonna offer. Also, what Andy's doing here, we had the idea that they had all these leaves and they took out all these autograph bushes the whole way across here. So we were like, all right, why don't we start taking some of that debris and dump it and throw it into the banana pit, so that way you can start having compost and organic matter breaking down. The whole point is that we have a compost pit here, so we're gonna start adding that matter. Also, you can see here, they got a bunch of logs that we kind of have around. Not kind of, I don't know why I said that. That we have around here, and that's from these trees that the homeowner cut down. It's either that or they sit on the curb until somebody in Miami wants to pick that up. And we're trying to avoid fines and anything else like that. Also, look at these little mangoes that are just growing. The homeowner, they were talking about potentially taking them out. I think we're gonna keep them in. We're just, see. And worst comes to worst, like if they come from a seed, they're gonna just take 5 years-ish to produce, but you can graft them, and that's something else we can do. But that's also part of the stewardship that we want to do when we come back for maintenances and check up, to show them how to graft, to show them what their system is and how they continue to just enhance it. So that's what we're doing. Also, we are still waiting for the homeowner to take these out. This might be an additional service that we're like, hey, we'll come in and we'll do this, spend an extra hour and a half. We'll take these out because we have palm trees going in early in the morning, and we just don't want to wait. And a lot of times, I know I have the intention all the time, I'm gonna do this when we get this stuff done, and then the day comes and I still don't have it, I'm scrambling. I was like that for the beginning of this job. So that's something that we want to extend that out to the homeowner and do. And like, don't be afraid to offer those services. Like the thing is you're the professional in this. They might have their thing that they're a professional at. That's why, they're probably good at it. That's why they can, a lot of people can afford to put this food forest, edible food system in. And it's our job to come in and to steward them and to make them feel good about what they're doing. So anyway, that's it for day one. We're just gonna do some cleanup, probably lay out a couple more plants. As you can see, we still got a bunch more that we gotta lay out here. We haven't really hit the front yet as far as laying everything out. But the front's a little iffy because it's along the street, so we don't wanna leave plants out overnight. Also, we got a storm rolling in here because that's what Florida does in the summer. But anyway, we'll see you back for day two. I guess it's time to wrap. It's day two. Welcome back. We're stump grinding over here. Found a leak in the irrigation. Sometimes it just be like that. So that's how we're starting off the day today. Guys are coming a little bit later, gonna get this done. It looks like it's gonna rain, so we're gonna see what's going on with that. I'm gonna re-weed whack, pick up a couple extra things that we need, and yeah, we're gonna go. It rained so hard last night. It was pretty intense, pretty insane. Like, we gotta fix this irrigation here for them as well, or as far as like drainage, because it just flooded out here, like you can see. So this is gonna make me kind of think about how we fill this in with mulch. What does that look like with the steps, and potentially how does that get washed away? So a couple things to think about here. But anyway, still recording. Anyway, let's go. All right, so we were talking about yesterday expanding this area out. So the homeowner actually approved it. So that's what we're doing to expand this out. We added a key lime for them, a guava, we have a pomegranate. We put in a couple more monsteras. And also what we did is I got 2 more birds of paradise. So these guys, I didn't realize they were building here. So this will at least give some privacy here along the fence. Monsteras hopefully will rip in and take over there, but that's the goal of what we're doing here. So we're gonna fill that out. I feel like a big thing is people get afraid to do a change order or talk about money, but if we are providing more value, then you shouldn't be afraid of that. That's what we're doing here. So Andy and I are out here. It's been pouring rain all day, which is awesome for the plants. They absolutely love it. And we actually got some mulberries popping since yesterday on here. I saw a couple. Look at this little guy popping since yesterday. So that's awesome. Spiral gingers are starting to pop out. Eat them, taste like candy. They're awesome. The loquat here. So this is day 2. It's around 11 o'clock, so we got a little bit of a late start, but we're gonna rip pride at like 8 o'clock. Because you know what? It's just nice in the evening. You might be wondering, am I wearing the same clothes as I was yesterday? The answer is yes, but I washed them. I'm gonna show you exactly what we're working with here. This is like the standard sandy Florida sand, but get these big chunks, big rocks that are in here. So a lot of sand, I don't know what that is, like rocks, all broken up, like a piece of concrete. So sometimes it's nice when you have like an auger where you start using automated tools. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a mulching machine tomorrow, bring everything back and dump it so we can make it a quick day, because it looks like it's gonna rain again. But sometimes using machinery is great, especially when you run into something. We're used to sandy soils on the other side here. That's solid. So you just gotta adjust sometimes. All right, so here's the front yard. We're putting a coconut right here, but the problem is where we initially thought we were gonna put the coconut, the homeowner left this tree here. So the coconut was gonna go there, so now we're gonna have to move it. And ideally, I'm like, oh, we'll put it here. But then we started looking and we're like, huh, looks like the water comes in. So we marked that. So make sure you do that because we don't want to hit that pipe. Then also we called 811. They marked the lines here. So obviously there, because we were going to put it maybe here. So we got to adjust. It's going to shift up the design a little bit, but it's okay. It's around 12 o'clock here on day 2. Andy's moving the rest of this here. We're going to fill in some gaps there, fill over there, and then we have 20 some yards of mulch that are going to come in, probably expand here, continue out in the street. We will 100% be those people. And then I'll remove the sign at that point so they don't know it's us. But that's where we're at. And again, we were going to work on this here. This would have been the driveway. So it would have been nice to have this, except for the homeowner, they got to get rid of all this stuff again. So sometimes if you want to cut costs, it's awesome. Like he did it, cut a lot of costs. However, he's at the mercy now of the city of taking this debris. So it's one thing to consider when you're doing an install. PTSD flashbacks of working in cement with my dad as a kid. But heavy rains, this is a lot heavier, a lot thicker, but honestly, this is the best workout. This is what we tell guys all the time. Get outside, connect with the land. People don't realize like this work has so much purpose, but it also, man, you just stay on top physically. Just hydrate, that's our big thing. And you know what? We got a bunch of little kumquats over here. So if you do need to hydrate, by Friday, we got some little snacks. All right, still waiting on the coconuts. Apparently it was raining today and the guys at the farm went home early. So we got the soil done almost here. 1 or 2 more wheelbarrows. We're gonna fit it out into here. We're gonna put this all, we're gonna spread this all around, try to suppress these weeds as much as we can, and then we'll dig in around this. But you can start to see the pathway goes through here, goes through the back. It's gonna have a bougainvillea. Now I'm still struggling. What kind of trellis do I want to do? How do I do this? About 12 foot there, so it's pretty tall. I'm stuck here. Comment below, like, let me know what would you do here at this point in the video. I'm sure by the end we figured it out, or maybe we don't. We'll just act like it wasn't on the scope of work. Who knows? But anyway, it's coming together. Cleared up. It's beautiful. We got some Cubans from down the street, homeowners here, treated us to lunch. And you know what? We got this stuff left over. I'm like, what do we do with this? You know what? We dump it right in the compost pit. Whoops. I'll get the plate. Everything else, we put it right in the compost pit. That's the whole point of this. You go right from the house, back here, you dump it, the rodents stay away. It's in this area, you're feeding the bananas and everything else. That's why we compost. The Cuban was good though. All right, so we're getting our mulch. Problem is these power lines, so we can't park in the driveway. We got to bring it right where we're supposed to be planting. But now it's a blessing that they didn't come and plant this palm here. I got to move some of the soil, but they're going to drop this off. Everything's going to work out. All right. But sometimes you got to adjust. All right, let her rip. This is the Melanduca. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this is sustainable. Look how beautiful this is. None of that cypress. No cedar, none of the stuff that's horrible. Holy shit. You can pull up some. Oh my. Nice. Not ideal where we wanted it, but it worked. Gotta watch out for these power lines here. That's the problem. Power lines and chemtrails. What's worse? Oh my. What's that? It's like a wrath of God. Look at this. I've never actually seen a big scoop like this. This is pretty awesome. Because they got a lot easier. Nice. See, it all works out. You know what the nice thing is too? The homeowner can now park. That's great. We actually kind of wanted the mulch in here because we want to fill that in, but everything works out. Now I just hope we have enough mulch, to be honest. This is supposed to be 20 cubic yards. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's wild how things work out because this is about an hour and a half late, which I was nervous about. Also, we were supposed to already have this planted out. Palm trees were supposed to already go in. He's late because of the rain, said he can't come today. This guy was late. I thought everything was going to be like, woe was me, but I slowed down. I'm like, all right, God, help this all work out. Now it's perfect because if we would have put the palms in, we would have been screwed because they couldn't dump in the driveway like we were supposed to because of the power lines and probably the chemtrail stuff. So now we got it here. Homeowner can now park in the driveway. They got their spot back, or we can put our trailer in there and not have to worry about it. We'll plant this part last, which we're going to do anyway. And now we got 20 cubic yards, which honestly, I don't know if this is going to be enough. But this is nutrient rich, all organic, composted, awesome mulch, not the cedar cypress, the stuff that kills the natural habitat, all natural here. All right, so these guys are just ripping on the other side here, but we shifted and we're going to put We're gonna put this passion fruit all along here because this fence looks gross. It was the autograph plant. It's still kind of in there. I said leave that. This is gonna grow up it. These are gonna grow up it. So we shifted out. We put this hedge that's gonna go. And then already, here we go. We have the passion fruit. It's ripping up here. This stuff is this stuff's gonna go so fast. It's insane. Once this stuff starts catching, it's game over. So the goal is to create this living fence here. It's actually a fence, but it's gonna be living too. It's gonna be so lush in this banana circle. And this is just gonna be, it's gonna be amazing. I'm jealous. I'm a little jealous. Andy, you jealous?
This is my place.
Wish it was my place too, dude. All right, so one of the things that we encountered, and we talked about marking your lines, is that we noticed that water wasn't going in down here to this zone down here. So we followed the line, and we saw that this was starting to puddle down here. So there was a crack actually inside of the pipe here, which the homeowner noticed that it wasn't going over there. So we're gonna fix that. It's super easy. You just cut both angles, you cut both sides. It's nice clean cut. You get the same pipe. This is 1 inch. You get the same pipe, you fit it across. That slides into there. Another one slides into there. You just basically connect it. Then use this stuff right here. This is like a primer, a cleaner. So you put that in there, clean it off. I like to put it on the edge of here too. And then you got your glue. We got this clear glue. Usually I don't like to, I hate PVC, but that's what they have in here. So it is what it is. You leave it sit for like 30 minutes. It's good to go. And this is like bulletproof. So super easy, simple fix. Again, you just find the pipe, you cut it, you measure this out. Once you put the glue in, this slides in, you got your final product. Why should you put in a food forest? All right, so here we are. That's why. Herb garden zone in. There's gonna be butterflies. We'll go through this at the end of the video. We packed it in. Big coconut going in there. 17-footer tomorrow. Wait do you see how much bark it has. Filled this all in. Still gotta fix that irrigation. I can't get the lid off that thing. All packed in. The back is done. Now it's just the front. We're supposed to go to Friday. We might finish Thursday. But we have 20 yards of mulch. I'm gonna point something out. So it was pouring rain this morning. 2 guys couldn't make it. A guy, Andy, showed up. And I didn't get, usually I get frustrated, get overwhelmed. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Torrential downpour. Coconut guy wasn't getting back to me. Mulch people weren't getting back. And they said they won't be here till like 2. And I'm like, oh man, it's gonna throw us off today. It just seemed like a mess. And you know what was awesome? Let me show you how this all works out. And this is like, it's wild too, because I was doing like breath work in the car. You might be like, yeah, whatever. But it's just like, it just slowed down. Slow down. Like in Psalms it says, be still and know that I am God. But no one's still. Who's still anymore? Nobody. This is a mess in here. Who's still anymore? Nobody is. So spent that time, did some prayer, did the Abide app, the Exodus 90 app. And you know what? It all worked out because instead of being in the driveway, we had to put the mulch here because, like we said, because of the lines. But now homeowners can park here. Now we got that mulch over there, and it's going to kill a lot of this grass that we weeded out and put vinegar on it and took it out. Here's another crazy thing. So the palm guy's coming tomorrow now at 9, and these things are huge, way bigger than I thought. If the mulch was there, we would have never got it. So now we have a clear pathway. I still don't know how we're going to get back there with the 17-foot coconut. It's like the base is like this thing. But now we have the mulch. Mulch is here. It's off to the side. Like things just work out. I didn't think the plants looked that good, but just sitting here, you can see how nice and thick and full they are. And like in here is a lot of, not so much edibles in here, but this is like very pretty mix, pollinator mix. And like you saw earlier, we already have the little guys already eating away on it. All right, it's day 2. Got a lot done here. Love it. God is good. See you in 10 seconds. All right, started day 3. Hopefully our last day here. The only thing we have left to do is mulch. We've got about 20 cubic yards of mulch. We've got mulch. We're gonna hit everything with some biochar that we got. Actually, so we're out near Sarasota, and there's this awesome place that we go to. We go to Greenleaf Worm Farm. The biochar kind of broke here, but what they use is they use coconut. So they do a pretty good job here. This stuff is pretty awesome. We use it at our own personal places, but we're gonna top everything off with some of the biochar. We already had the worm castings that we also got from Greenleaf. Most of the trees are in now, and now it's just mulching, heavy wiring, and the coconuts. Now the problem with the coconuts is, and we're gonna have to figure out how we do this, is we gotta get this coconut right here through that gate over there. And the coconut, we got big ones, so they're like 16-foot-ish. We might have to take out this mulberry, but we gotta get it through this area here. Now, it's not just that. The thing that we also have to do is we have to use some fill dirt, which we're kind of out of that. We don't have any filled dirt, so we gotta get some from the back to fill in these ruts, because when it rained, it flooded this out hard back here. But also, and I'm no engineer, but I don't know how we're gonna get the coconut to bend. Now the problem is we have all this debris here from when the homeowner, they took out all the autograph plant here, like this hedge, you see it all over it, took it out, but they put it there. So theoretically, we could have just brought it right through here, straight in, lift it up and go. But I don't know how we're gonna make this turn. I'm gonna play dumb and let them figure it out. We'll see. But anyway, we got one there. And we also got another palm going right here. This should be an easy guy. The only thing we have here is, though, we have the wires, and they didn't take out this other palm, which I thought we were going to, but it actually looks nice. But the problem is that we can't put it here where we wanted to. We can't put it over here where we wanted to because of wires and lines and stuff. So we got to kind of put it right in here. Not what I wanted, but the homeowner, they seem to be okay with it. But we'll see. We'll see how this stuff all plays out. I might actually have to move the truck too. Anyway, God is good. Another good day. We're gonna get this done today. Let's go. Let's roll. Got some big boys. Look at the size of those coconuts. Oh, fuck. Alright, here's the coconuts. We gotta get that coconut back through that. This guy's gonna lose his mind when he sees that we have. Alright, so we got the first hole dug out here. Now we're trying to figure out, team's trying to figure out how we can get this back. This is gonna be something. He's like, yeah, no, ain't happening between this and this and this. Good Lord. Alright. We're taking up the whole neighborhood right now. Oh no. Hold on. Look at this courteous gentleman that lets his car go through. Old man with a Fu Manchu, not even appreciative. This guy yelled at me yesterday because I moved his trash can off the street so he could park. Asked me why I touch his shit. I said, well, it was garbage with shit in it, so technically you're correct. But look at this, look how these guys do this. Watch his power lines. There we go, get it up. It just shows how strong hydraulics are. You lift this whole thing like nothing. My man Dario, moving like a boss. Yeah! Look at this. You don't see that every day, only in Florida, people. Only in Florida we have this. So Dario's gonna shift this over here. It's a little tight with the mailbox, our trees, this trailer here, and some of this other stuff, but he's gonna just drop this right in. Now the hard one is gonna be the back because we can't use this machine, but like look how awesome and easy this is. This is why these guys can charge the rates that they do, which I'm happy to always pay because look how efficient and awesome this is. Right there. Perfect. Take out the lawn, put in a coconut. Take note of the beautiful natural clouds down here in Florida. Coconuts are a little bit more pricey when you add them into a design or when you put it in, but honestly, they're awesome. Yeah, you can use this soil too here. Let me get the worm castings. I'm gonna hit this shit with worm castings, but look how beautiful this is. They absolutely make a food for us. All right, so we got the coconut coming in. We top dressed it with a bunch of worm castings. We're gonna hit it with biochar later. Fill this in nice. Water, 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 water. Always water. It's gonna be a little tight here, but it is what it is. Like I said, originally it was supposed to be over here in the design, but this guy remained, so it's gonna be tight, it's gonna go, it's gonna do its thing. We'll figure it out. We were talking about like, oh man, is this too tight? But like this guy's already on the wire. That guy's balls deep in the wire. So I guess if the county has a problem, they'll just cut that front. Right. Hey! Tell me I'm recording. Okay. All right, round one looks amazing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's all right. Gonna load this baby up. This is where it's gonna get tricky because we're taking it from here. We're gonna take that from here, watching that line, try to get it through here. I don't know if you can see it, but this is definitely not a straight line, and I don't know if you can tell, but a coconut's definitely a straight tree. So this is our angle just to cut through here. So and then we got this too from the flooding the other day. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. God is good, and He's got us today. Andy just pointed out, look, we got little buds on this coconut already. This, like, we got so blessed on this. Everything we got is like budding across the board on all of our plants. Look at this. I don't know if you know, but when you put a coconut in, you can expect a couple years. Look how much bark we already have on this guy. This thing looks fantastic. Oh man, this thing looks beautiful. I definitely gonna have to bring these guys up to where we live on the west side. Get some in. These look fantastic. Okay. So Dario and his boys are making some magic happen. Hold on, let me help.
And how we need it here.
Yep. All right, hold on, I gotta put the video down.
How to get a coconut, a massive coconut, in a very tight space. There's a will, there's a way.
Can you help me push it this way?
Yep. I'm pushing these pawns against this as hard as I can. Got it through here, we shifted it, we're getting stuck right there. We're here to take a break, and we're gonna get all the way down there. I don't know how, but beast mode made it down through here. Holy shnikes, this whole way down. Back in here, but instantly look at the difference that this is gonna make. This is gonna be insane. This is gonna be insane. The only thing I'm thinking about is, will the neighbor complain because the leaves go over the fence? To which I would say, those leaves from the mango go over the fence. So we'll swap you some coconuts for some mango. It's a win-win. This is how we barter here in Florida, particularly Miami, where the currency is right now mangoes. What a job. Good work, Dario. This is gonna look beautiful. All right, we're gonna drop this baby in. So what's beautiful here is we have the strawberry Panama berry there, avocado here, mango here, coconut here. We have a starfruit here. So this is gonna kind of create a canopy that they can walk through, and this is gonna be just the shaded out jungle canopy. While the guava going, we tucked in a lemon. We usually don't do citrus, but we're gonna try it down here. We'll see what works. If not, it's a simple fix. Then we have the one of my favorites, the loquat. This is gonna instantly change this yard. And we have all the gingers and turmerics. With the mulberry going here, like this is beautiful. Here we go. Actually, this might be dangerous, huh?
It's gonna hit you maybe, but just be aware.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Made it. Coconut's good. Look at this thing fill out. Oh yeah. It's gonna be beautiful. All right, here we are. Look at this. We're about a little less than halfway through day 3. Everything's starting to come together. Andy's working on the banana pit back here. Got that coconut in right there. It's gonna create a nice wall between this mango, that coconut, and that Panama berry / Jamaican tree / Oratilis tree / cotton candy berry. Whatever it is that you want to call it, things are coming together. But this is awesome. You know what else is really cool is that the neighbor popped over earlier and was talking about like, oh, it's so great that you took off this like the Calusa autograph plant, pitch apple, whatever it is you want to call it. It's so great you took that off because it looked ratty. And she's like, you should plant fruit trees. And he's like, everything back here is edible or a pollinator or something. So it's pretty awesome that even starting that conversation, she's literally just hanging over the fence and like, all right, well, I'll swap you mangoes for coconuts. So it's pretty cool that they bring the community together. And one thing that I really love about this area in this like Little Havana area is that so many people are Cubans, and Cubans make up, I think it's like 50% of Miami in general. So it's awesome seeing all them talk about how bad Cuba is right now. No one's talking about that in general in the news, but like literally they don't have food. And then it's like you see all these Cubans come here, and this is why they're so awesome and so resourceful, because one, they understand communism. They understand the shit that happens when your government tries to take control, but they also understand the value and the importance of growing food. Like our homeowners are both doctors, and they're putting this in for their baby and for their family. So these are the things we love. It's like building community. Yeah, it's cool. We get to do this. We get to be outside. As men, we get to find purpose, like God-aligned purpose through our gifts of the Holy Spirit. But we also get to connect with people. We get to learn from people. And we get to understand people in a way that the news will never let us do, because the news divides, but real world that brings us together and that unites. Day 3. It's about 3 in the afternoon. It is a scorcher out here today. Everything in the back is done. Just got to put in the ground covers, fill this space in. And then we got to come over and, of course, you know, the dreaded side. But we got all the stones put in. We're going to fill all this in. Hopefully we have enough mulch left and then hit the front too. It's always the case. We thought we had so much. We're like, all right, let's really go heavy here. And now we're looking and we're like, oh, dang. Like, let's hope that we have enough. But we should be good here. Andy powering through. The thing I love about this too is just the workout. Just literally, we're outside. We're talking about faith. We're talking about family. We're talking about growing food. Connecting with the neighbors. The homeowners coming out, making us Cuban coffees, and they got us lunch and stuff yesterday. Like, it's just beautiful out here. And like, things are already taken. Things are already looking so lush. Look at this. Even the Moringa was looking shabby earlier, but she's coming back. Carambola, oh yeah, we got that in a little bit ago. Carambola, pigeon pea, Okinawa spinach. We got the native fire bush. The dwarf in the front, the native in the back. It's gonna be ripping the whole way up the side there with that passion fruit, a couple different varieties. One of those days. One of those days. All right, part of the tradition is midway through the day, we always have something to eat, something nice and cold. My neighbor actually grew these guys up. We are absolutely filthy. It's so hot out here today. But we do cantaloupe because here's the thing. While we're out here, this is literally God's dessert. There's so much good vitamins and sugar and hydration, all the things that kids and adults, let's be honest, need. And people aren't doing it because they're swapping it out for Gatorades or they're swapping it out for whatever hydration packet or whatever. This is nature's hydration. So we're going to take all these seeds that are here, throw them over in the banana pit. Now that I'm looking, we are absolutely sweaty, and this is a good day. It's so hot out, but it's not bad. What were you saying yesterday? It's like crazy getting a flow.
Yeah. I mean, today's the hottest day out of all 3 days.
Yeah, you just get a flow and you just go. It's crazy.
Oh, the flow. Yeah. Forget about the hours. You're just going. Mental flow.
Yep. Anyway, we're going food. This is your little intermission break. But this is why we grow all this. And this is just, we got this from my neighbor. Look at this food for us. Look what they have growing out here. All right, back to work. All right, so now we're transforming this side access way. Go straight in here to the backyard. Clean that off a little bit. Always clean your lens too when you're making content, guys. So we're gonna, the idea is that we roll this down. We're gonna do 2 passes through. We already weed whacked the hell out of this. We've been stomping on it. Hopefully this grass is all dead. We spray vinegar on it. Now we're gonna roll these 2, and while we're doing it, we're gonna be wetting it too. So when you wet it, it holds it down. When you hit it with mulch, then it will, well, theoretically it holds it down. And then you get this other stuff. Hold on. All right, so now that we got the painter's paper down, we got it wet. Now it's a race against the clock before this all dries out. We're gonna unload the pavers here and put this in. Now a couple things with the sprinkler heads, so you gotta be mindful and make room for that. Also, this floods. This just all floods out. So the idea here is to kind of suppress the weeds while we can. And we don't use weed mat because 1, it breaks down the plastics go inside of your ground. 2, everything just grows on top of the weed mat. They're absolutely trash. So we want to get this down, wet this. We're gonna put the stones down first, then mulch it. The stones like this thick, about 2 inches. We're gonna mulch it. It's gonna look awesome when you're done. Just watch. When we lay these out, we want to make sure it's about the width of a stride. So this might be a little close. All right, so we got the rocks down, the stone pavers down. We don't want it 100% perfect because there's no straight lines in nature. So a little bit of a little tail off over there. There we go. All right, let's get it. It's all done in here. Thinking about putting a perennial peanut because I just saw before it floods hard back here. So let's put some ground covers. I wanted to put some lemongrass, but it might make this too tight. So now we're moving out to the front. Flowers all in here. Hibiscus, bougainvillea. We're gonna have a trellis that goes up there eventually. Spread this all out. It's gonna be a pollinator zone. So where are we at, Andy?
About 70% done.
70? I was gonna say like 80. All right. Pessimistic. I'll be an optimistic today. Let's get it. But it's like 5:30. We're gonna bang this out today. Let's see what we can do in 2 hours. All right, here we are. We're doing the very front here. Pollinator zone is going in. We shifted a little bit from the design because we were gonna put the trellis here. It's what I was worried about all week. Like, how do we make this go across? Then we were like, why don't we just run it up the pole for the bougainvillea? We'll do something simple. Homeowner agreed. Bougainvillea is sharp, it's beautiful, but it will slash you up. So we just shifted up a little bit. That's a huge load off my mind. I was really stressing. I put an order in for a trellis. It's like 4 days late. It's not gonna come. So that's a quick fix the next time we come back and we just do our checkup when we check on the system. But we're gonna do that and try to finish this out by the end of the night. It's about 6 o'clock. It's dark around 8. We can do it. 3 days. This guy's a legend. Oh yeah, by the way, look at these. What are you drinking?
Cuban coffee.
Cuban coffee. They just keep bringing them out for us. Fantastic. Thing is, when we do this work, we always have good homeowners. I've like yet to have a not good person that we work with. Very blessed. All right. Final stage, let's go. Oh, by the way, I've been rocking country music the whole time. I asked Andy if he liked country music, and he's like, you know, I'm in the rock and stuff, and then I had country music on anyway, so not a slight. Anyway, we're listening to old school country music. We got Willie Nelson. Who are those other guys we were looking at?
Good old boys.
Good old boys, rocking in there. A little much. One thing that you will notice about new constructions in Miami, Sarasota, Tampa, Bradenton, they throw all this debris. They just cover it up with like a topsoil, fill dirt, but you have tiles, syringes, bowls, Band-Aids, just bricks. You have everything in here. So make sure you mend your soil hard, because Andy's been using this pickaxe here because look at, we're hitting all these rocks and stuff. That's not normal.
Claim a life of diamonds, or you also never was one of them money-hungry fools. Rather have a fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, city folk driving in a black limousine. A lot of sad people think that's a mighty keen. So let me tell you now exactly what I mean. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle, and the sun's coming up, and the cake's on the riddle. Life ain't nothing but...
There's our design. Take a look. Coconut, flowers, see all these pollinator zones going in? And look, now we lay that out. It's all coming together here. We're about halfway done here. We got in all of our whimsical kind of area over here with the lemongrass and kind of flowing to the firecracker. We got a lot of the ground covers in here, so this is starting to rip. Looking good so far. About another hour of daylight, and that's about what we're trying to get done here. Yeah, 8 o'clock. We're wrapping. It's Andy's last day here. Look what we got done here. Look at this. Oh yeah. Do the final touches tomorrow. Drop in some plants tomorrow. But look what we got done here. I know you've seen this before, but look how nice it looks when you're walking. Look at this. Sunset. Look at this. This is getting kind of trippy. All right, hold on. Let's take a look at the front. You know about the best part of today was, not only did we have the designs. The design is so key. People don't want to get a design, don't want to pay for a design, and they think like, no, we don't need that. I used to think, just be afraid to ask somebody like, oh, hey, it's gonna cost this much for a design. It is so key in the layout. Still got that big mulch pile over there. We're gonna finish that up tomorrow. But get that coconut in, got all these plants in, got our lemongrass zone in here. Homeowners are rolling in because everybody's out at work late night. But look how beautiful this house looks now. Look at this. I'm gonna remove all that brush from earlier. Look at this. Hangers. Is this yours? The V-dub? No, the V-dub. Oh, it's nice. Look at this. Andy rolling on dubs rolling up here. He's that guy, not the shopping cart, the nice vehicle.
Not my shopping cart. That's my whip.
But look at this view from here, dude.
It's good.
Yeah, it looks good. Not that. Look at this. Loving it.
Simple, right? I was thinking about this a little bit, Laura. Anyone who's just started a garden, you know, there was these studies where people played like basically heavy metal to plants, and then someone said loving things to plants, and they grew better. I've heard those things, you know, and you're like, that's crazy. That's not true. But you think about it, the sound frequencies, and this is something that comes up on our show all the time, Luke. We're talking about how do they build these megaliths? How do they shape these rocks? Sound frequencies. How do you keep fear from bouncing off, or keep it from bouncing off, you know, having a higher frequency, having imploring love in your life. And it sounds kind of hippie. And so I think a lot of Christians are just like, I can't think about that stuff because.
All right, just doing a little early morning watering, let these guys start to establish, get set in. This beautiful, bright, sunny backyard. We're back in Miami. They got little coconuts on the trees, they're growing food. Look at the front, look at this transformation we've had so far. We got about a half day left. The shopping cart's still there if anybody wants that. Got about another half day left. Andy wrapped yesterday. Just a couple more plants put in, just the pavers, water it, and then my favorite part is going through the whole site with the homeowner, showing them what they have, what's already growing, what they can expect, some recipes that they can do. This is a good time. So normally when people plant, this would be good enough. We're good. We got our trees in, we got our pollinators. However, what we like to put in is the ground covers. This right here is perennial peanut. These are edible. We're gonna put them throughout the system. We also have, where is it? We also have the mimosa plant there. They get these beautiful little pink powder puff flowers. We're gonna put these all throughout the system. So it's not just gonna be this dry mulch. It's gonna be lush, gonna be an awesome ground cover. And what that does is while the mulch, yeah, it suppresses the weeds. Yeah, it builds up a bunch of biomass for the plants in general. The ground covers will continue to suppress those weeds. They'll put nitrogen back into the soil. Again, we want to do as minimum inputs as possible from us that are coming from outside sources. So we want to provide everything that this system needs within this system. So it's a closed loop system. A lot of people like to use that word, but that's what this is. It's its own ecosystem. Your backyard is now a jungle. It's an ecosystem. It's not like a raised bed garden or something where you got to continuously monitor it. Yeah, you got to monitor it. Sometimes you got to prune, because it's like in life. When you prune things, they'll come back thicker, fuller, more abundant. It's just like us. We got to get rid of some of our bad traits, our bad habits. We got to let in new growth. You know, we got to grow spiritually, grow in our walk with Christ, grow in our walk with each other in fellowship and truth. And that's the same thing with this. Like, this is truth. This is what this is. They're not GMO. They're not hybrid. They're not sprayed with all the crap that we're told is food in the grocery store. This is truth. This is God's work, literally in motion. And people feel so alone, and I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know where I stand on so many things. Just get into the garden. Get in the garden. If you've never had a relationship with God, if you've never had a relationship with others, or even yourself, get into the garden. You will start to talk. You'll start to have conversations, and things will just start to appear to you. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds crazy, but it's the truth. People also want us to believe a lot of mainstream things are true too. And I won't say them on here, but I equally believe that they're absolutely insane. However, I know that this key lime is going to produce limes off here. I know that these guavas right here, I know that that's going to be a tasty, delicious guava. Look at that little guy right there. I know that these things are true. So get out. So we're going to hit this with all the ground covers. That's my sermon for the day. It's that time, 4 o'clock Friday, 4:30. We're out. Here's the front. Now, as you can remember in the beginning of the video, there was nothing here, man, on filter. This was nothing here. It was gravel, it was gross, it was disgusting. It kind of looked like that over there. But look what we transformed this into. This pollinator zone looks amazing. Let's take a look here. So as you roll up in on the house, this is all ground cover that's gonna take over. We have all this lemongrass over here. Look at this beautiful coconut. I showed you guys before, but actually I like this view. This is the view right here. Look how beautiful this looks. Just look at this beautiful breeze coming through. This is tropical. Look, it's got the coconuts already coming in. I say a hammock right there. We can move that beauty berry, no big deal, but we've got the firecracker, looks awesome. Angel trumpet, very poisonous. Be careful with that. Dwarf birds of paradise, they love that look. Kind of did on either side of the pathway here. We did coreopsis, put them in here, the state flower. They wanted black-eyed Susans, but I opted to go with this. We got the dwarf firebush. That will get about 5-6 feet. Fill this in. The kumquat. Look at the kumquat. Just make sure these guys don't, try to get in there. But we have the pineapple guava too. Pop that in. This was supposed to go in the back, but it just looks so good right here. Look at this foliage on here. These are awesome. So the idea is to create kind of like a hedge here to block off the neighbors. That goes to the back, access to the hose so they can water this in. This guy's actually an annual, but it reseeds. So the idea is that it will fill in all of this area here. And of course the spiral ginger, if you had not had this, that pops right off. This literally tastes like candy. So we go from this zone here, look at this Look how awesome these are right to the back. Then you loop over and you're like, all right, hey, what's back here? We see another entranceway. The bougainvillea, the hibiscus, because the homeowner, she wants to make her own teas. So again, we have this annual in here with the night jasmine, hibiscus. Look how beautiful these look. Then you come right around here and this was gross. Remember what this used to look like? Now look. Look how awesome this is. You know what the key was to get these right? Andy figured this out. You just put a shoe in between every one. So then that's the key. You put the shoe in between every one. This is a perfect, easy walk. Now look at this backyard. Remember what this used to look like? Yeah, we even busted the hammock out. We got our food zone right here. We're gonna put a cedar bed next phase in here. Got all the herbs in here. Again, another spiral ginger. Boom, don't mind if I do. We got the loquat in here. Let me step out of here. We have the society garlic. Wrap around. Of course, we have the Napier grass. You gotta have one of the best pollinators there is. Hands down in Florida is the porterweed. These guys are fantastic. Then we have the citrus. We normally don't do citrus. They wanted a lemon. We're gonna try it out. We got the basil. There's the lemon basil. We have the milkweed. Of course, we had the dwarf mulberry. This would be awesome. I love lemongrass. It's just, I put it everywhere. We have the 2 different types of chaya here. Those are from cuttings. We'll see how they do. We have the mimosa as a ground cover. This side is all mimosa. That side is all perennial peanut. Sweet almond is beautiful. Look how good this guava looks. And you might notice this. We have worm castings and biochar in here along with the organic mulch. So this should just absolutely, you know, rip. More of the chaya, more of the almond. Took a lot of the logs from the trees that were cut down here, and we just kind of fit them in throughout the perimeter here. That'll break down nicely. More sunshine mimosa. Look how beautiful this strawberry. Look how big this strawberry tree is. I feel I always want to put 1 or 2 big trees. Like we went with a lot of the 15 gallons on this one. It's because it's stately. It looks awesome, and it looks better for these videos. Look how beautiful that coconut is. Look what Darius was able to get us. Look at this. Look how much growth there is on here. And that's also gonna start popping coconuts soon. We have the passion vine that's gonna rip the whole way alongside. Again, that was supposed to be along here. But when I looked at it, I'm like, I don't wanna nail stuff. I don't wanna put on any type of trellis or anything. This looks like hell. We're gonna put it on here and we're gonna cover this up. It's gonna be a living wall. We have the gondola, I believe it's the gondola. Oh, something like that. Ginger, my neighbor gave it to me. She used it for cooking, so it's one of the most medicinal there are. Another dwarf mulberry, more of that ginger. That's that perennial peanut we were talking about. This beautiful ground cover, get the little yellow flowers. I think there's some over here. We have a Brogden. You know what Brogden is? Yeah, it's the avocado. Look how pretty that's gonna look. And then they have this massive mango here. So the idea is create like this hedge. We'll see how this goes. It's on the south side, so it's not getting totally shaded out. We'll see how that works. Again, more passion fruit. They have a little volunteer mango coming up. More of the gingers. We have so much sweet potato in here. I got about 4 different varieties of sweet potatoes. I have the red, I have the white, I have the classic. It's all in here. More ginger, shampoo gingers, canna lilies in here. Look at, we got a key lime. This guy hopefully should rip. We're gonna put this one under a little bit more shade, see how he does. More of the Napier, the pigeon peas are all over the place. More of the canna lily. And this right here, this area, you can see this is the compost pit. This is about 13 by like 13 here. It's a big area, and as you can see already, the leaves are falling down. These leaves will act as a compost. We have a ton of compost in here already. We have a couple lunches already in there, but the homeowners, this is where they're gonna start composting. They've always wanted a compost bin. Couldn't have it in Philly where they came from. Shout out Philly. Didn't have it in Cleveland, but now they have it. And as they put that compost in, it's gonna just fill in this whole banana circle. We have several different types of bananas in here. We have the sugar canes, the monstera in the back. Look at that rip, more passion fruit. That's gonna absolutely explode. We have the moringa, that's gonna be tasty. And all these are edible. This is what's so beautiful. They're all edible. This right here, this is the native firebush. You don't see this much in landscapes. Use a non-native. This right here, if you get a bite, like we got stung by ants earlier, rub some of that on it, got it. That perennial peanut again. Look how awesome this pomegranate is. This is one pomegranate. Got another pomegranate over here. More monstera. I got a couple cuttings of the Turk's cap. hard to find this, so I'm gonna see how that does. I put a bunch throughout the system. We got 1, 2, 3 white bird of paradise. It's gonna cover up the duplex, which is legally or illegally going in there. They're more the philodendrons. They wanted a lychee. Over on the west side where we are, they got the mite. So I was like, hey, look, let's just play it safe. Let's go with the long end. We'll get a lychee in phase 2, but for now, let's go with the tried and true. More lemongrass, the katuk. Don't let this fool you, it'll come back, it'll be fine. That tastes like a peanut, by the way. More the perennial peanut, different monstera, or the philodendron. More, again, look, we want so much passion behind. We want this to rip. I want it to rip all down there where the autograph trees are. They're trying to take that out. Looks like hell back there. Just let this rip and take over like a jungle. We got the fig in. He's already got little boys. More of the ground cover, and final guy we got, oh, no, we still got a couple more. This system is just popping. Right here we have another pomegranate. Now pomegranates get nice and bushy, so the idea is comes out, they can grab steak, throw it on here, be cooking that, regenerative, 100% grass-fed. Gonna put that there. You walk through, they can grab some figs, grab a pomegranate, stand there and eat it, squeeze a little bit in your cerveza. We already have those guavas coming in. And then if you come over here, I love the island feel. Like, as you can feel, it was super important for them when they come off their back step that they have the garden here. They can grab a lot of the more annuals, herbs over here. Then they can have this pathway for their dog, for their son. They can still play. They have some room to move around and navigate. And all these, they're gonna just canopy all over. This is gonna be like an incredible tunnel that goes through. And we got the carambola. Look how beautiful and full this carambola, aka Starfruit, is. Another one of those native firebush, pigeon pea, and the Okinawa spinach right there. That's a cutting. We'll see how that guy does. But just look at the view from back here. You sit up there, you go through here. So many people in Florida, my wife's one of them, loves to go outside, but it just gets so hot. It's so hot in Florida. This backyard was like a heat trap. Now look, who doesn't want to be back here? Who doesn't want to be hanging out? Especially get a hammock. If that was me, pop in a hammock right in here. Right in here, honey, throw me a coconut, crack it, grab that steak right off the grill. Let's call it a Florida Sunday, huh? Look how beautiful this is. If you want something like this in your backyard, if you want to bring back Eden, reconnect mentally, physically, spiritually, comment, grow, let us know. What are you growing in your yard? And who needs to start growing that you know? Comment below and let us know. So this could be you. You're messing around. You like that yard on the other side? Oh, okay. I gotta do it. I gotta say it. Every yard looks like this on this block. Every yard. How do you think they feel when they see this? Look, oh, there goes the neighborhood. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Growing food now. Growing food now. Oh, is this the crap you had? Yeah, we ripped it all out. We got rid of that. Oh, we put it in this.